Hi everyone, this is Beth Castellini with Lizzie Stamps, and today I wanted to show you some of the new products that are coming out in the Spring Mini Catalog, which starts January 4th. And I was able to pre-order some product earlier this month, and I'm so excited to show you a little preview. I wanted to show you a quick way today how to make 12 easy cards with just some paper and some simple directions. So I'm going to go ahead and show you now. And I'm going to click over to the camera. There we go. And I follow Crafty Al. Call me Crafty Al. You can follow her on YouTube. And she is wonderful. She every month comes out with a new card design and gives you the instructions. As you can see, tells you the kind of paper you need. So pattern paper, sometimes she uses 6x6. This was July 2023, but I really love the layout out this card, especially since I wanted to show off some of our new paper in this new suite that I'm going to show you. And then it says it yields 12 cards. It gives you the dimensionals if you just wanted to make one card. But then it also, on the second page, gives you the instructions of exactly how you can cut the paper down. So cutting down the designer paper and cutting down the 2 cardstocks. And then this way, this is how she cut the 12 card bases. So very easy. You can follow her on YouTube at Call Me Crafty Al. And she definitely, if you follow her on YouTube, she will give you a free PDF for every month. So every first of the month, I'm so excited to see what she has to offer. So first of all, let's go over this beautiful new suite, Perennial Lavender Suite Collection. This suite collection comes with 2 stamp sets, and it comes with matching dies as well. It also, and so I'm going to go over those. It also comes with these beautiful purple fine shimmer gems. And I write the color on the front, so I know Berry Burst, Gorgeous Grape, and Highland Heather. And we have had the faceted gems in other colors before. But if you look how pretty the shimmery is of the gems, they're just so, I love them. They're so pretty. So there's that. And then you get, these are really great. These are the paper butterfly accents. They're laser cut and they come in 5 different designs. You can tell I've used this one already because I did make a sheet load of cards that I'm sending out because I have to send out quite a few cards with some of the card clubs that I belong to. And so, but these laser cut are beautiful and they're nice quality. And I'm going to show you how you can use your blends and your Wink of Stella to give it some color. All right, so let's get into the 2 different stamp sets and dies that come with this. So what I like about the Suite Collection is that you can get everything included just by typing in one item number. I think that is genius. Stampin' Up! Started doing this a few years back, and I really love, I just want it all. That's how I've always been, because then I can buy the coordinating cardstock that comes with it and also the coordinating ink colors, because it tells you when you get the designer paper what colors are used. So, but let's go over the first stamp set. This is Perennial Postage, and I love the writing in it. So I love that it has the type and then the script. So I call this an innie and outie stamp set. So you've got your outside sayings. I can't thank you enough. Happy Mother's Day. You're simply marvelous. You mean the world. And then for the inside, you have all these other different sayings. So I love that you can switch them around, but I just love the versatility. So here are the dies. Now, what I love about these dies. The dies are a layering die, rectangle and square, and they're in a postage stamp style. And you also get this die and this die for helping you cut out holes. And then this die right here is just, all it does is emboss the image so it looks like a postage stamp, which is the butterfly. But I really love that you've got the square and you've got the rectangles. So we're going to be using 2 of the rectangles, and I've already cut out the cardstock that we're going to be using. So this is a red rubber stamp set. And I really like this to me. I think this is going to go a long way. I just love the layering of it. The second one is the painted lavender. This is a clear photopolymer stamp set. And so you see the beautiful image of the lavender and of the stalks. You have the butterflies. You've got the lavender field, and here's some lavender right here. I just love the various images that you get. This does have a die set that comes with it. So you can see that the dies, you can see that you've got the flowers right here that can cut out. They will cut out 4 separate, so you can have fun layering those. They do have, again, here's 2 dies put together that will come out that you can use as a layering. Just, you could color them in, use watercolor. I think that'd be pretty with watercolor paper. Here is a sprig of the lavender leaf itself. And then you have the, here's another leaf image as well. So, oh, by the way, there's 2 of these dies. So if you wanted to stamp several of these, you could stamp them out all together. And then you're going to have the, you're going to have this die that goes with this one. You're going to have the stalk. Here it is, the die with that one. You're going to have the lavender right here that matches. And then you've got the smaller right here. And this, what you would use is you would stamp that, die cut it out, and then stamp this and then layer it on top. So there are some really pretty images in this. There's no sayings. It's just all lavender images. So, all right, here's the paper. The paper is to die for. And I'm going to tell you the colors very quickly that you have in this. You have Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Lost Lagoon, Orchard Oasis, Pretty Peacock, Shaded Spruce, and Starry Sky. So you're using a lot of the blues and the deeper greens and the purples. So I'm just going to quickly go over. You get 2 sheets of each. There's 6 designs, and you get 2 of each. So look at this one. And the concept artist that's Stampin' Up, as I've told you before, they have the most unbelievable artists there, and they create these, and then they're copied, they're photographed. So, and then here's the back. I just love, it's very subtle, but you do have a mixture of the Highland Heather and the Gorgeous Grape inside the paper, but I think that's just beautiful. So there's one. And then the second one, I love this. And then the butterflies intertwined. I love this one. And on the back, you just have a wash of the Shaded Spruce and the Lost Lagoon in there. But you can see, I don't know if you can see, but those actually are like images of the lavender. So I love that they do that. I just think that's so cool. Okay, then the next one, and these are always good for scrapbooking because if you notice that it has this corner, and then if you turn it, you've got that corner. So if you were to do a one sheet wonder, you could definitely cut this down and cut it and layer it and make really quick, easy cards. And then on the back, you've got this wonderful checked pattern right here. And I love it. All right, the next one. I mean, you can just see like how all the blues, the greens, and the purples just go so well together. And I love that they're using all of the colors within each floral image. I think it's just absolutely stunning. And on the back, look at this with Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. And all the leaves. Just so yummy. Okay, and then you have this one That's really pretty. I love it. Love that. And on the back, again, here's another wash of color, but with the purples. You have the Highland Heather and the Gorgeous Grape. I really think that's beautiful. And then we've got the last one right here. Again, just enough. You could even use this in a 12 by 12 frame and actually add some images or some butterflies to it and hang it up. I think it's so pretty. And on the background, you just have the wispiness of the lavender leaves themselves. So pretty. So those are all of the paper that you get in the pack. And that is the Perennial Lavender 12 by 12. So today what we're going to be doing is we are going to be creating a card by using the directions from the Sheetload of Cards by Call Me Crafty Owl. And I keep them in a binder because I am forever always going back to go look for different designs because I like making cards quick and easy. So here I have a piece of Pretty Peacock that I cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored it at 5 1/2. I have that piece. Then I have my layer. This is my inside of the card, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. So we have that ready to go. Then I have some pieces of the designer paper, and this is from the design. So I have this. Now, actually, I decided to use, this is the back of this piece, but I just thought that would be so pretty to go together. And then I also have, I cut out a piece from the postage, Perennial postage, this size, and then I'm going to layer it with this size. So, all right. And then here's the laser cut butterfly that we're going to be using. And you can use either side, and we're going to be working with the stamping blends and then our Wink of Stella to color in our butterfly afterwards. So, and then I have over here, I've got my Pretty Peacock I'm going to be using. I have my Fresh Freesia that I'm going to be using. And then for the sentiments, I'm going to be using Gorgeous Grape. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is let's go ahead and layer our paper onto the card front. What's nice about this is I just love showcasing the colors. And I think the Pretty Peacock makes this stand out. So I love that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my liquid adhesive Tombow glue. Because if I tend to not like where I've placed it, I have some time to move it around. So I'm going to go ahead and layer this. I want to leave about 1/4 inch around. So there we go. I'm actually going to bring this down a little bit further for you all so you can see. There we go. Okay, then the next piece is going to go right here. And again, it's nice because you're not using a lot of your paper, but you can really showcase how versatile all the different designs are with the colors that are presented in the pack. And then we're going to add this one. There we go. How cute is that? Okay, so there we go. So now we've layered the designer paper on top of our cardstock. All right, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get stamping. All right, so what the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be stamping this image. I can't thank you enough. I'm going to get some scratch paper, and I like to keep, this is our paper that we had for the Stamparatus, but this is great paper to use when you are needing it for scrap. And since this is a red rubber stamp, I'm not going to need the foam mat just yet. So, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp the saying first. And how I'm stamping the saying is I want it to be up a little bit higher because down below I'm going to be putting in some of the lavender bushes. So I'm going to go ahead and get my gorgeous grape out. All right. And I'm going to stamp. Make sure, oh, it's nice and juicy. And then I'm going to go ahead and just stamp towards the top of the stamp layer. There we go. That looks really pretty. Okay, then the next thing I want to do, and this is now with the other stamp set, I'm going to go ahead and get my foam mat out. And I like to lay this on top because then I can just, what I'm going to be doing is stamping off. So, and I'm going to do this pretty low. I'm not going to use the whole image. I'm just going to use part of the image. But I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. I really love that Pretty Peacock. Even though it has blue in it, it still has quite a bit of green. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp off once, and then just go ahead and stamp down. So you see that I've got some of the, like the field of lavender right there. Again, stamp off again, and then continue to the edge. Okay, there we go. So we've done that. Then the next thing I'm going to use is the Fresh Freesia. And it has a little bit, it has this cute image. It just looks like little lavender buds. So I'm taking the Fresh Freesia, and what I'm going to do is stamp off once, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp there, and then go ahead and stamp again. So, but stamp off once, and then I'm going to stamp here and stamp there. So you can see you're making your field of lavender. And I'm sort of going up and down. I'm trying to fill in. You don't have to go exactly over each stalk. And this will be the last one. Okay, so there we go. So there we have that. And now we're ready to place it on the front of our card. So here I have my layer, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this directly onto the Pretty Peacock layer of the postage die. Move this out of the way, and I'm going to go ahead and just layer it. I just love this. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so now it's ready to be adhered to the card. And I'm just going to be putting it right about here, but I'm going to be using my Stampin' Dimensionals to pop it up. So I will probably just put 4 in there. The one thing that I've learned is that if you add one in the middle, especially if the card's going to be mailed, since you are popping it up, the middle one, it'll help keep it flat, so it won't be so bulky. So I'm going to go ahead and do there and add that there. Okay, so let's do the inside of the card. All right, so we'll get the butterfly done first afterwards. Now what I'm going to do is You Mean the World to Me. And I'm going to do it down here in the corner. And why do I like to do it in the corner is that you have more space above to write your image or what you want to say. All right. And then now what I'm going to use is the butterflies. It's this little duo of butterflies, and I'm going to use it in Fresh Freesia. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it right there. I think that's pretty. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and stamp it down here as well. So, all right. So we are done with our stamping. So I'm going to go ahead and close those up. And now let's work on the butterfly. Well, actually, let's go ahead and glue this in. So we're going to go ahead, glue it in. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So there is our card, but we're going to add the butterfly. And now what I'm going to do, I've done the butterfly several ways, and let me show you what I've done. So On the other cards that I have, I did the butterfly several ways. Here's part of the 12 that I've already made. So I started by using the blending brush, and I took Blackberry Bliss and Fresh Freesia, and I sponged it first, and then I added my Wink of Stella. Hopefully you can see the Wink of Stella color. Okay. But then I'm like, well, let's go ahead and try the stamping blends. I wanted to see what the stamping blends looked like. And here is Orchard Oasis. And then I used Gorgeous Grape. I used the light Orchard Oasis blending stamping blend. And then I used the, which one did I just say? Sorry. I'm using the Gorgeous Grape, the light one I think I used, or the Fresh Freesia. But anyway, it doesn't matter what colors you use. So because I have a different colorway, I think I'm going to use, now we've got the Pretty Peacock in the stamping blends that I probably want to use for his body. So I'm going to do that first. And all I'm going to do, and I'm using the brush tip end, and I'm just going to color just his middle body part. It doesn't really matter. You can go off a little bit. So there. Okay. Then the next one I think I'd like to use this time is the Dark Highland Heather. Okay. And then all we're going to do is I'm just going to brush stroke, use the brush tip end, and I'm just going to go ahead and color in the butterfly. So we've got it all colored. And you can go over a little bit of the Pretty Peacock that you just did. There's no right or wrong. It just gives it a little bit more definition, coloring the body. You don't even have to. You could color it all one way. And then you can add the Wink of Stella to give it that extra pop. So here's my Wink of Stella. And I'm going to go ahead and shake it up. As you know, our Wink of Stella, it has this push. So if you notice that the ink is not coming out, well, this one wants to, there we go. Sometimes that comes undone. Anyway, so you can squeeze it and you'll notice that it starts to come down. This one might be running out. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and color in the butterfly with the Wink of Stella. There's a lot of different ways you can use Wink of Stella to watercolor. So there we go. Okay. So let's make sure that we got all it. It's funny, when I put the Wink of Stella on here, the butterfly tends to curl a little bit, which I sort of like because then I just adhere it to the card. So we've got that covered. We go ahead and put this back on. All right. So that's that. So now let's go back to the card and putting it all together. So here we have it right here. And then you can decide how you want to layer it. Look how pretty that looks. And I just used, I think I'm going to stick it, I don't know where I want to stick it. I'm going to stick it right here, but I'm just going to add a little bit of the glue to the bottom of the bodice of the butterfly and adhere it just like that. And I don't want it going over too far, but I just love how that is. Now, then we're going to add the beautiful Purple Fine Shimmer Gems, okay? So since we're using, I think we'll use the Gorgeous Grape. So I'm going to go ahead and take my pick tool, and I'm going to go ahead. I want to use a big one. I'm going to stick it right here, and then a smaller one right here, and then one more of the small ones, and I'm going to stick it right there. Okay. So when I made, so this card didn't take us very long to do. When I made the other 12, I think it took me probably about 45 minutes after I pre-cut everything. And it's just great. It's just wonderful that you can just put everything together very quickly. So I just want to show you. So here's the colorway that I used this time. And then this was the one that I did make the 12 of. And you can see all of the ones that I did. And it just is so simple. And you'll be using either side. You use 2 pieces of designer paper, but you'll be able to switch it up. So they're not all exactly the same. But look at that. I have 12 that are done. And I have to make 3 more of these since I made this one for you. But I just thought this was just so pretty. And I'm really, really excited to be able to play more with this wonderful suite that will be offered January 4th. If you need a catalog from me, don't hesitate to reach out to me and ask for a catalog. I'm more than happy to send you a catalog. Plus, we will have celebration going on during the month of January and February so that you can earn free product by, if you buy $50 of product or more, you get to pick free product out of our celebration catalog. All right. So I really appreciate you watching my video, and don't forget to follow me on Lizzie Stamps on Instagram, and also at Facebook at Lizzie Stamps Stamping Up. So thank you so much. You guys have a great day and happy stamping.